Survivor Series 2020 was mid as. What's up, guys? It's Trey again. Back with a little quick video talking about Survivor Series 2020. I actually watched the whole thing. the whole thing. I actually watched the whole thing. Surprisingly, because for those who know, like I don't watch WWE. I keep up with it. Like after every Raw or SmackDown, I watch. Well, mainly after every SmackDown, because really the only thing about WWE that I care about is Roman Reigns. So after every SmackDown, I look up the clips on YouTube. I try to find the full clips of the segments involving the things that I actually care about. I may watch some like Bray Wyatt Fiend segments from Raw, and then I watch the reviews. Usually I watch Ups and Downs with Simon Miller. If you haven't ever watched it or heard of him, go watch that. He's entertaining as hell. He's super entertaining, and that's about it. I don't watch it weekly. I don't have time for that. WWE's quality is not good enough for me to sit down and spend 5 hours watching wrestling. But I actually decided to watch Survivor Series, and I watched the entire thing front to back. I didn't watch the kickoff show because fuck that, but I watched the main show front to back, and it was meh. That's the best way to describe it. It had 2 good matches, and that's about it. That's literally it. Started off with the traditional men's Survivor Series match, and that match was just it was not good. It's not good. Yeah, I was actually bored midway through it. I remember watching this. I was like, I'm kind of bored right now. I don't know if it's my ADHD or whatever, but I was midway through it. I was kind of bored. It picked up a little bit towards the end when the final person was Uso. I figured that's probably what they were gonna do, have the final person on SmackDown team be Uso. I was hoping they'll have Uso, Jey Uso, eliminate a few of the Raw members, but he put up a good fight, but he didn't eliminate anybody. So SmackDown literally got swept. Like them niggas got dustpan and thrown out. Like it, like they got clean swept, and I was like, okay, all right. And then Raw team celebrated, even though their whole storyline was that they couldn't work together, but hey, they can work together now, and it was whatever. It did lead to a good segment after the match with Uso and Roman Reigns, though. But they always have good segments. That's a given. Of course they did. Props to them. I love that whole storyline still. And I think the next match after that was... What was the next match after that? I think it was the Usos versus... Not the Usos. The New Day versus the Street Profits. And this match was actually pretty good. I liked this match. It was entertaining all the way through. And I expected it to be. It was the Street Profits and the New Day. It's probably the 2 best tag teams WWE has right now. Pretty good match. It wasn't to the level of like the Uso and the New Day matches back in like 2017. Like that's a classic rivalry to me. I love that. It wasn't to that level, but still a pretty good match. And the right people won. The Street Profits won. They needed to win. They're the up and coming team. The New Day are solidified at this point. Like they do not need a win. Like they're arguably the greatest tag team WWE has ever had. So they don't need a win at this point. There were some pretty good spots in there. The blockbuster that the Street Profits did, I love it. It was dope. The next match after that, I think, was Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn. If I remember correctly, I think that was the next match. And that was a nothing match to me. Didn't really do much for me. The little dynamic between Sami Zayn and the Hurt Business surrounding the ring, that was a little entertaining. Like towards the end when Sami Zayn tripped himself over MVP's leg and tried to get the referee like, hey, he tripped me, that's a disqualification. That was a little funny. And then MVP threw him in the ring. Lashley put him in a hurt lock, and that was that. It was alright. Didn't really do much for me. Tiny bit entertaining at certain parts. Then the next match of the night, Asuka and Sasha Banks, which would be the third best match of the night. The New Day match was the second best. This match was alright. It was pretty decent. I'm just happy that they didn't that the predictable ass ending is not what happened, because everybody thought Carmella would interfere. I thought it, you thought it, your mama thought it, your grandma thought it, your dog thought it. Everybody thought that Carmella was gonna interfere, but she didn't. which was good. Like props to WWE for finally giving us a clean finish every once in a while. But the match is pretty decent. It was. I don't remember too much of it. Like it wasn't like a spectacular match or nothing too memorable. But it wasn't boring. It was entertaining enough, and that was that. And I think the next match after that, if I remember correctly, was the women's Survivor Series match. And somehow this match was worse than the men's Survivor Series match. Like the Survivor Series matches this year were trash. Like the matches named after the fucking pay-per-view were not worth watching at all. Like this match, like everybody thought, at least what I thought and what I wanted was this match to, showcase Bianca Belair. Cause she is dope. Like her look is super dope. She's super strong and athletic. She's charismatic. She's cute as hell. Like she got everything. And I guess they tried to do that towards the end when Bianca Belair was the last one standing from Team SmackDown and she was fighting Nia Jax. But just the way that ended was so garbage. Like literally the match ended with a count out. A count out. What? Like Nia Jax and Bianca Belair were both counted out. So the remaining person on Raw's team was Lana. And Lana literally did nothing the entire match. She tagged herself in earlier in the match, fought a little bit, but there's that whole storyline between Lana and then Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And they're like bullying Lana, and they told Lana, you stand on the steps and don't move. You're not coming in this match. And she literally did that. She did not come in the match. She didn't come in the match not once after that. But since Nia Jax and Bianca Belair were both counted out, Lana was literally the last person remaining, and she won. And then she celebrated like she won the fucking Super Bowl or got a gold medal at the Olympics or something. Like, it was so stupid to me. Like, I did not like it. I did not like it at all. They should have focused entirely on Bianca Belair. They should have had her win and not do all these WWE shenanigans that they do. It was nothing match. Probably the worst match of the night. But then after that, I may be forgetting the match, but I don't really care. After that was the best match of the night. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. And man, was this a good match. It was a great match. It continued the trend of Survivor Series main events being the Universal Champion versus the WWE Champion being great. To me, it doesn't live up to Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan or Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles. We need to talk about how Brock Lesnar is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Like he's in my top 10. That's a different video for a different time, but I feel Brock Lesnar is kind of underrated. But the match between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns, best match of the night, most entertaining, most hard hitting. It was pretty good. At the very beginning, I was scared that it was just gonna be like another regular match. Like I was scared that it was gonna be uneventful, because most of the pay-per-views been uneventful, and it started off a little slow. It definitely started off a little bit slow, but then it picked up quickly after that. It was pretty good, and I like how they tied in the whole Uso storyline from earlier that night into the finish of this match, where Uso got his respect back from Roman Reigns by interfering, of course, costing Drew McIntyre the match. Roman Reigns got him into the guillotine, which is such a cool submission. I'm glad that Roman Reigns has a submission move now as a finisher, and a pretty brutal heel submission. And Drew McIntyre passed out. And Roman Reigns won, which Roman Reigns was the correct person to win. He's been on a roll. He does not need a loss at this point. Like, Drew McIntyre has lost a couple of times already. Plus, he's the baby face. He can have a loss. But Roman Reigns right now does not need a loss. And he's on a tear. And it's dope. And it's amazing. It's the entire reason I started back watching WWE. And it's really the only thing that I watch from WWE. The Roman Reigns storyline is currently going on right now. But yeah, the match was pretty good. I don't really have too much else to say. This was just an off the cuff, quick little thing. Just figured I'd talk about it since it happened. But yeah, the entire pay-per-view was, but two matches stood out, which was Street Profits and New Day, and Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. And then Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre was great. Blew the roof off the building, you could say. That's all I got to say. Again, my name is Teray. This is the new channel, so go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Make sure you hit the notification button and make sure you click all on the notification button to get all my videos whenever it comes out. But yeah, my name is Teray, and I'll see y'all later, man. Peace.